I will say I wish I would have done the exhaust and the rear motor mount separately to feel them separately, because the rear motor mount, I would say, is a more important upgrade than the exhaust. And it's not expensive. It's another thing that is $159 on their site, on Mountune's site. So, and I think it does more for you in terms of performance, just reducing that torque steer, and it makes a big difference. So that's going to be in my next video, and so right after this video goes up, this video will come out probably a day later. So now I want to talk about the Mountune rear motor mount. This is something that is really hard to understand if you're just trying to, it's something that's really hard to buy just by looking at the reviews on Mountune's site, because you're trying to understand how much vibration, what is NVH, like how much vibration, you know, what is this going to do to my car? Am I going to ruin my car? Is it a waste of money? The answer is no, it is not a waste of money. This upgrade really changes how this car drives. For example, the shifting with the stock motor mount is, it feels pretty good. It's pretty much ka-chunk, ka-chunk. This one is like, the best way I can think to describe it is, if you've ever had a wet log, and I'm talking about just a piece of wood, a log from the woods, and you've taken if you've taken a hatchet and just stuck that hatchet right in the log, like that feeling, I don't know if any of you have felt that. I've done that. I don't know why I've done that, but that feeling is what it now feels like to shift this car when you put it into gear. It just goes thud right into gear, and there's no extra movement with the shifter. The stock shifter is good. This is better though. I mean, it just thuds into gears, and the difference with, so it also eliminates the wheel hop. Instead of you get that awful like sound when you sometimes you go on a turn and you're in first or second gear and you get on it, sometimes it'll like bounce around. It's kind of an unnerving feeling. Does that no more. So now instead of doing that, it just, the tires will spin sometimes. So if I were to upgrade the tires to a stickier tire, it would put the power down even better. So for $159, for it to change the way the shifter feels, for it to make the driving experience in the car more pleasurable, totally worth it. Just the way the shifter feels alone is amazing. And you immediately notice a difference in first gear and second gear when you're shifting. I mean, it's just, the shifts are more violent is really the word for it, because when you're, you know, second to third, third to fourth, I mean, you really go, like, you're into the gear. There's no in between, you know, vibrations. So the other concern that I know I had, I'm sure all of you have when you read about these upgrades, is what about the vibration in the car? What about the steering wheel and everything? It's not that big of a deal. When you initially get in, you're going to be overthinking it, just like I was. That's why it took some time before I did these reviews. So the feeling is, at idle, you get a little bit more vibration in the steering wheel. Really, you get the most vibration I felt in the floorboard. You get just this, you know, because your feet are off the gas and clutch usually and everything, and you get this interesting vibe, just a little bit more vibration in the floorboard. But it's not, so we're coming to a stop. Okay, totally stopped. Yeah, I mean, right now there's a slight vibration in the wheel. Like, I mean, it's so minor, it's really not even worth me talking about, but it's a slight difference compared to stock. The floorboard, I think it's a little bit more, there's just a more vibration. Yeah, I mean, there's just like every like other second, you can feel like the engine just kind of, there's like a vibration there, and it's not bad at all. So don't worry about that. You will absolutely get used to it, and this upgrade is worth it because it changes, you know, everything that's wrong with this, well, wrong with it, but everything that could annoy you, the wheel hop and everything that the trolls talk about online, can be fixed with this part. So let's get on it. those shifts are just so, they're just so pure. I mean, they just pop it right into gear. You can feel the difference. So I would say it's absolutely worth it. And again, that was something that I was able to get installed at the Ford dealership. So another positive there. This is a quick car though. It's a lot of fun to drive. You know, I've always wanted to take this exit ramp. Let's see where it goes. Of course, a minivan gets in front of me. Almost just want to pass him on the right. But yeah, again, I mean, it just makes everything more direct in this car. So I would say if you're wondering about getting it, if you're worried about the vibration, don't just get it. It'll be a great upgrade. I have had this car for over a year now, so I'm gonna do a review on owning this car for a year. And you know, it's not all been like, you know, great. It's not like I've gotten this car and just never looked back. I have looked back. I've looked at other cars I could have got. I was like, well, why didn't I get you like used NSX or something like, and used Evo, you know, something like that. Then the other day when I was at the dealership, I got the exhaust adjusted because I was getting some vibration. It's all good now. And the tech got in the car and he backed it out, and just sitting there watching my car move away like that and listening to the exhaust, I was like, that is such a good looking car. It now sounds amazing, and I'm totally happy with my choice. So I'm going to be doing a 1 year ownership with the ST coming up. I'm going to take some time to get some cool camera shots and whatnot, but very happy with my choice. Also, shout out to Switzerland, Australia, getting a lot of support from there for some reason. I see it in the comments, so thank you all. I think anywhere where an ST can be sold, you know, that I have an audience, so that's why it seems to be growing that way. But thank you all for the support. I do get back to almost all of the comments. We just need better, I need to somehow get it on a track or get in, you know, find some crazy roads that I can really open it up on and get some cool camera shots and just really get an understanding for how this car can handle or how it can perform, because it's just restricted in an urban area like this, just up and down 45-mile-an-hour roads, or in the interstate doing 75 or 80. It's just straight lines, and that's not where this car is. There's one thing about this car, it is fun in straight lines, whereas like my Civic Si, it's like it's kind of fun. It's fun because you're in VTEC and you have to try to hit the shifts perfect to stay in that range, but this car is fun in straight lines because it can go fast, but that's just not where it's most exciting. It's most exciting with the handling, and unfortunately we can't experience that all the time. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate the support. There's plenty more content to come, but I wanted to get these videos out there for the review of both the rear motor mount and the exhaust, because they're two upgrades that I think this car really needs. The exhaust, you know, bringing out the personality of the car a little bit more, and the rear motor mount, refining the driving experience. So two good upgrades, something that's very cheap to do when you consider what else you could do to a car. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.